Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining us in our Dance Moment workshop. On behalf of Anshu, I'm Manisha Matthew, a clinical psychologist, would like to welcome you all, and I'm sure you're going to have great. As we live in unprecedented times, Team Anshu has come up with digital programs for you. Now we are reaching you at the convenience of your homes. Anshu has also started taking digital sessions and online sessions for children. Let me tell you a little bit about Anshu. Anshu is an adult and child development center, an urban extension of Kasturba Health Medical Research Center, Wardha. Anshu is located at Vile Parle West, Mumbai. We provide early interventions to children and who have neurodevelopmental delays, sensory processing disorder, learning disability, autism, and children with various other emotional support. We cater to all age groups from infants to geriatric population. Team Anshu comprises of professionals who are qualified as occupational therapists, physiotherapists, medical doctors, speech and language therapists, clinical psychologists, nutritionists, etc. Here at Anshu, we provide various services like adult and pediatric physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, feeding therapy, counseling, and mental health care, behavior therapy, and special education services, and more. Anshu strongly believes in building a strong community where people are healthy and happy. Our vision has always been to excel in service and to expand in love and advance in our knowledge. Retracing on the concept of fun with learning, we have in our midst a very, very special guest. Any guesses who? Let's all give her a loud applause. That's our very young, beautiful, vibrant facilitator for this evening. That is Miss Chari Budeo. She's a great dancer, a qualified DMT professional who has converted her passion into a noble cause for serving the society. She works with children and adults from various walks of life and is an ardent believer that movement is so innate in all of us humans. Let's welcome her with a warm welcome. Handing it over to Chadwi.
Chavi, just a minute. Give it to me. Before we start with Chavi, I want to thank Manisha for that wonderful start. May I request everyone to switch on their video so we can see you, and the visual connection is very important. All of you will be muted from the host, but if anybody wants to have any question, they can just lift your thumb or write on the chat box. So may I request once again everyone to keep their video on, and over to Charvi.
Okay. Hi guys. Can we all just wave at each other before we begin? Okay, great. So today we're going to do a very fresh approach to movement. It's not a dance class. So it's not where I tell you right hand upar, left hand upar, and we'll play some Bollywood song. It's not that approach to movement. So I will be giving you some sets of instructions, and you will interpret those instructions as per your will. Okay? So what I may do may be different from what Monanti may do, or what somebody else may choose to do. And what is brilliant about this space is that there is no right and wrong. So we don't have to worry about, am I doing it correctly? Ye sahi hai kya? Is this how it's supposed to be done? All of these questions, there are no need for these questions because we have to put it in our body, and however we respond to it is correct. Okay? Everybody, yes? Thumbs up? Okay, great. Just a couple of things before we begin. I hope that you guys have some space to move around. If you want to change your video angle to be seen, then that's also okay. But if you do not want to see that, and if you feel like that's going to make you conscious, then that's also okay. It's completely up to you. Just that I hope that you guys can hear me. So just keep your speakers loud enough so that you can hear my instructions when we start moving. Okay? And second of all, if there are children with you, if you are with children, you have two options. You can do it with your child, so you can make them move with you, or you can mirror them. So mirroring them is to stand opposite them and to copy them, or for them to copy you. There are two options. Okay, everybody, yes? Everybody on the same page? Okay, great, cool. Can we just begin? Get up, first of all. Yeah. Can you all see me, even if I'm far? Okay, great. We're just going to start by walking around in the room. Can we just start walking wherever, how much ever space we have? Just walk in that room. And now just bring a big stretch to your body, wake up your body, give a big stretch, like you're just getting out of bed, and like you can make a sound also. Ah. And really stretch yourself, like you've just woken up. Yawn if you have to, wake your body up. Great. And now we're just going to shake our hands, both our hands, and shake them vigorously. So to feel absolutely like jelly. Your hand should be like jelly. There should be no bones. So really shake your hands. Nice. Great. The same thing with your legs. Right leg. One leg at a time. Right leg. And really shake your leg. And then the other leg. And then the full body. And wake yourself up. And shake. Okay, great. Feeling active, everybody? Everybody is awake? Okay, cool. We're going to start with our activities then. All we have to do is we have to create shapes with our body. Okay. So if I say like create a circle with your shoulder. So for example, if we are creating circles with our shoulder, it will look like this. Okay. And we have to keep creating circles till I tell you to move on. So think about creating a really small circle. Think about creating a really big circle. Can we do that with our right shoulder? Can we create a circle? The air around you is a canvas. Your shoulder is a pencil. And you're creating circles. On the ceiling, on the floor. Really small one and really big one. And really try and concentrate on your shoulder, right shoulder. I'm just going to turn on some music for us. Continue doing it. Can we move on to our left shoulder? And we're going to make a square now, square. Great. Can we go to our feet? We're going to do it with our right foot, sorry. And we're going to make a triangle. For some of us who want to challenge ourselves, see what does it look like if we lift our feet up and do it. And if you have a bed or a surface, maybe try and do it on a bed or a surface and see what that looks like. And maybe if some of us are ready, we can sit down and then make it. You can choose to do however you wish to do it. And really imagine that you're drawing a triangle with your feet and there's color coming out. Can we move on to our left foot? Same thing, triangles. Left foot. And see, how can you innovate? How can you bring variety? Great. Let's move on to our nose. We're going to make a diamond with our nose. Yeah? So you can sit down and you can do it. You can get up and you can do it. What will a diamond look like?
And another one.
Maybe we can come a little closer to the screen and do it for all of us. What would a diamond look like? Great. And now we go back into the space and explore. See on the ceiling, if you were to tilt your head and do it on the ceiling. Or like tilt your head and do it on the floor completely. Nice. Can we show our right finger, index finger? With our right index finger, we're now going to start writing our name. Okay, so we can choose English, Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Arabic, anything. And we have to start writing our name. Can we just show it here on the screen? Great. Now we're going to do this for about a minute or so. And we're going to bring about as many variations as we can. Maybe really small handwriting, block letters. How would it look? What would my name look like if it was block letters? So we're going to try and variate with our finger and write our name. So we can now go and explore in the space. And let your body respond to that. Let your body respond to your finger. Write it really big. Write it on the ceiling. And imagine that you are actually writing it, that there is ink coming out. And leave your mark everywhere on the room. Great. Can we go on to our left hand? And do the same thing. Can we write our name with our left hand? And see what does it feel like when we write our name with the left hand. Now we're going to write with our head, full head, and we're going to write our birthday. So it can be numbers, it can be alphabets, anything. Okay, it can be a combination of both. You can choose how you want to write. But your head, full head. Okay?
We still have to continue writing.
Okay, now we're going to move to our hips. We're going to write our favorite food item, what we love to eat. We're going to write with that. We're going to write that with our hips.
Fruits. I, D, and S.
Again, try and see what will happen if you write it really small and cursive. If you write it really big, which is block, how will that change? How will your body movement change?
D.
Okay, great. We're gonna now move on to making a painting of our own. Okay, everybody knows how to make a painting and throw color. Yeah, so we're gonna imagine that there is color coming out of our body parts, and now you can paint whatever you want to paint. It can be just color thrown on canvas. It can be mountains. It can be trees. You can make your own scenery, or you can make an apple. Anything you wish to. But you have to really see it with your eyes, and you have to really imagine that you are doing it with your body. Okay? Yes, everybody? Great. We're going to start with our hands, both our hands, and imagine your color coming out and paint everywhere in the room. Paint on a wall, paint on the floor, paint on the ceiling. Make this picture absolutely 3D, like it's with you. And we're going to do the same thing with our hands and legs now. Now we're going to make the painting with the legs and hands, 2 body parts. If you feel tired, you always have the option to sit down and still move. But if you feel energetic, you can jump, you can go on the floor, you can come back up. We're going to do the same thing now with our head. We're going to paint with our head. Continue doing it. And really see your painting come to life. See it in front of your eyes. See the colors. What have you made? How is it looking? We're going to move on to our right elbow. Only with the right elbow. And now with our left elbow, really imagine the color coming out of your body and painting the walls, feeling floor with it. Keep changing your colors as you wish. Imagine that your elbow is the brush and you are the painter. And the room is your canvas. You can do whatever you like. And only you can see it. Nobody else can see it. And now slowly start using your entire body. Sometimes maybe you want to use the feet. Sometimes you want to use your hips. And really paint with your full body now. Full. Involve as many body parts. Your thighs, your knees, your heels, your toes. Go crazy with this painting. It's almost coming to an end, your painting. And you're giving your artist's touch and it's almost going to finish. And see if you can use your back, the body parts that you usually ignore. What will it look like if you use your back? Great. And now start walking in the room again. And appreciate the painting you have made. See the painting that you have made around. What does it look like? What all have you made? And start walking around. See the colors in the room. And now bring your walk to a very slow speed. Like you're in a movie and it's become full slow motion. You have to walk really slowly. Keep walking. And now increase your speed a little bit. Bring your car to gear number 2. If you are the car, you are now going to go on gear number 2. And now bring your car to gear number 5 as fast as you can. Walk around as fast as you can. And now bring it again to very slow. Very, very, very slow. We're still looking at the painting. We're still admiring the painting we have made with our body. Almost like we are walking in an art gallery and we're seeing our own painting. Start walking on your toes, really slowly. Walk on your toes. And now your heels. This one's a little difficult. And see what that looks like, because nobody ever walks on their heels. So what does walking on your heels look like? And what does it feel like? Does it feel like being a penguin? Does it feel very odd? And then bring your feet again back to normal and start walking properly, like you usually do, like you're in a park. And just notice what part of your foot touches the floor first. Which part of the foot comes in contact with the floor first? And we don't have to answer it loudly. We just have to answer it for ourselves. And just observe which body part comes in contact with the floor first. What helps us change direction? How do we change direction? What body part helps us constantly keep changing direction? What happens if you look somewhere else and you walk somewhere else? And you look in the opposite direction and you walk in the opposite direction? What happens to the brain? What happens to the body? And now start walking normally again. Now imagine you're walking on sand, like you're on the beach and you're walking on sand. How does a walk change? What will you do with your feet on the sand? And now very slowly come to a stand, come to a still, stop your movement completely and just stand in front of the screen. Now we're going to imagine that we ourselves are ice cream. We are ice cream and we've been kept in the sun. And the sun's heat is slowly melting us. We have to melt to the floor and lie down on our backs. But you have to really take your time and imagine how will ice cream melt in the sun. And we have to go really slowly and just melt very slowly into the floor. Okay, everybody? Can we get a thumbs up? Cool, great. We can start. We can start imagining being an ice cream. Slowly start melting on the floor. Use your hands to go down on the floor. Support your knees. Don't bang into the floor. Either you can choose to sit or you can choose to lie down, something that you are comfortable in. And close your eyes. Close your eyes, everybody. Hands lightly on the eyes if we wish to. And then slowly touch your head. While you keep your eyes closed and just massage your head a little bit. Very lightly. And now bring it to your chest and your shoulders. And now bring your hands to your knees and close your eyes for a while. And just pay attention to your breath. And then slowly open your eyes. And can we come close to the screen, all of us? Okay. Now, since we have some time, and I would love to know what we are feeling right now and how our bodies are feeling. So, can we think of just one word of how we are feeling in our bodies right now? And one by one, we will go. I will call out who will go first, and then that person will put themselves on unmute. You will unmute yourself, and you will just say one word of how your body is feeling right now. Everybody, yeah, thumbs up. Okay. Do you want to just take a couple of seconds, close your eyes, and just think what is that one word that you would want to say? Great. Let's begin with Manisha.
I just feel very calm.
Nishita.
Peace.
Okay. Monandi.
Very relaxed. Very, very relaxed.
Sonal aunty.
Feather. I feel like I'm a feather. Feather, light.
Amit. We have a kid, I think, on Amit's window. No? Okay. Prerna, do you want to say anything? Okay. Jyoti?
I feel calm, relaxed, and happy.
Ruchi?
I'm feeling refreshed.
Great. Dhara?
I'm feeling very happy and stress free.
Okay. Saleha?
Peaceful.
Zidane?
I feel very relaxed. My mind and body both.
Urmila?
Light.
Komal?
Mindful and happy.
Is Rashmi with us?
Yeah, hi. Somehow my video is not working. I tried a lot to make it work. But
No
yeah,
worries.
anyways, I followed everything you did and I'm feeling really free and energetic.
Okay, great. Shama?
I feel really calm right now. Yeah.
Chandrika? Is Chandrika with us? Okay, we'll move on. Shefali?
Relax.
We have Pranav?
Relax.
Okay. Is there anybody else that wishes to say something? Because there are some names here that do not have proper names in videos. Yes, Tejal. Auntie, yes. Yes, Tejal, Auntie, I can't hear you. What did you say?
Calm. Peace. Peace center.
Does anybody else want to say anything about how they're feeling right now?
Very relaxed.
Very relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think I'm going to send it over to Mona Auntie now.
Yeah. So that was great, Chavi. Let me request Manisha to take over for further proceedings. Manisha?
Wasn't that wonderful, everybody? I'm sure you felt so light and so relaxed and so calm and, so mindful, free from all the stress. Don't you want to give a round of applause for Charvi? Thank you, Charvi. Thank you so much. That was so relaxing. It was so good. It was so pleasant to even watch you ease out all your stress and be relaxed free, become just like little children and just dance free to the flow that we want to be. Now we move on to the second segment. But I just want to inform you that Anshu will be conducting many of such events in the near future. So keep watching our page. Let's move on to the second segment. Here we will be answering few commonly asked questions that our parents generally ask. And for that, we have a very eminent guest in our midst. That's none other than Dr. Mona Shah, Head of Department and the brain behind Anshu Development Center. Dr. Mona Shah specializes in early intervention, craniosacral therapy, sensory integration, diet planning towards healthy lifestyle, and feeding therapy. She channelizes her vast experience of 30 years as an occupational therapist along with her special skill set to guide trained therapists, teachers, and various other social organizations with one goal, that is to identify, treat, and transform disabilities to abilities. She has also been an extremely passionate and dedicated senior Rotarian. Don't you want to give a round of applause and welcome Dr. Mona Shah?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manisha, for that wonderful intro. Let me know what I have to do now.
So, Dr. Mona, many of our parents generally, or in general, ask us a lot of questions. And today we will be looking at one segment, that is sensory integration. So, if any of you present here have any questions, any parents have any questions regarding sensory integration, there's a chat box down. Please mention your comments there, and we will, for Charvi or for Dr. Mona, we will make sure that we answer them. So, Dr. Mona, many of the parents ask, what is this sensory integration? And they also wonder whether my child has sensory integration. So, what is this all about? Can you just explain?
So, I think, Manisha, that's the perfect question to answer about the spatial need of a child. As you mentioned about sensory processing disorder, earlier it has been said as a sensory integration disorder. We are thankful to Dr. Jean Iyer, American occupational therapist, for giving us theory of sensory integration. Sensory integration, for us, it happens automatically in you, me, and most of us. So we generally don't realize how we don't realize our heartbeats or our food digestion. We don't even think how it happens. Normal sensory integration with everybody happens like this. Let me give you an example of peeling of banana. When you peel a banana or you peel an orange, there are senses with which you work with. You look at with your eyes. Your eyes should like the color of banana or orange or a mango. When you peel off, the smell comes. Your nose should appreciate the smell of the food we are taking or we are looking at. Your hands muscles, small muscles of the hand, fingers, and the touch of the skin. This is very important for anything you touch, any object you touch, or for your well-being. All the senses, when work in coordination, this is called sensory integration. When it comes to food, just think of catching or throwing a ball and catching it. How many sequences of actions is required when you catch? So brain must organize all these sensations in a person if anybody has to work normally. Any act to learn, to study in the school, to be comfortable in the environment, your all senses has to work normally with a network. When it comes to sensory integration disorder or a sensory processing disorder, one thing I want all the parents to understand, it is not some viral infection like COVID, it is not a chemical imbalance, or it's not any disease. So which comes and it goes away with crossing. What is sensory integration? Is the integration or the organization of all these senses in your brain, and it's the neurological condition where this organization has to be in channel with all your nervous system. Now coming back to your question of sensory processing disorder, or how I would come to know whether my child has any kind of sensory processing issue. May I request parents, if you observe any particular unusual behavior or the behavior which is not that common with the same age group, whistling of a cooker, you see your child shows unnatural anxiety. You take your child to a party, they are not ready. Certain kind of clothes they are uncomfortable with. Hair cutting or nail cutting is an issue with your child. Any of such problem or a multiple problem. Sometimes some kids are over obsessed about cleanliness. At the same time, someone child is very messy. If you think any symptom which makes them uncomfortable, which either makes them very calm, they become dull in common language, or either they become very hyper, there is no reason. Parents has to observe any of such behavior makes child uncomfortable. I repeat, you need to understand why your child is uncomfortable or why is he not happy. What makes them unhappy? Just find out, be observant to any of the behavior or what makes them unhappy. There could be a sensory processing disorder. For parents' sake, we are going to keep sensory processing disorder checklist on our website only for parents. Parents can visit our website. They can check whether any of such symptoms occurs with their children, and they can take expert opinion further on that. I think that makes, I try to simplify it to make everyone understand what is sensory processing disorder.
I think that Dr. Moon, I think that was really, really informative and helpful, because I've come across, if I faintly remember, I think it was a 3-year-old. She was very good with studies. She could recognize shapes. She could recognize colors. Very, very intelligent. But she was not able to wear different textured clothes. Also, when there was loud noise, she would just cover her ears. So I think now what you just said makes sense to me even more.
Yeah. You need, that particular child needs to have an expert opinion.
Correct, correct. Thank you. Let's move on to our next question. If you have any question, please mention it in the chat box. Dr. Mona, is there any way to treat this or get a solution to this? Is it permanent?
Yes, yes, certainly. Let me tell you, none of us has perfect sensory integration system. As we have our chief guest with us, she has amazingly coordinated sensory integration of dance and music and movement. If someone asks me to imitate choreographed dance, I will not be able to. Everyone is born with different set of sensory integration. But when we have to intervene, when any particular problem is not helping them to move in the society, or it is coming in their way of learning, coming in their way of behaving, I request the parents has to behave, as I said, as a detective. And they, if they see any of the problem occurring in their child, they should take an expert opinion of an occupational therapist who has been trained for diagnosis of sensory integration. The role of occupational therapist, to give an example, as a traffic policeman. If there is a traffic jam, in the absence of traffic policeman, as soon as they come, they try and divert the traffic and the traffic moves smoothly. As a therapist, especially occupational therapist, our job is that right kind of stimulus is addressed with right input, and it will give you the right kind of output. And it is a very simple playway method, and children definitely get cured, and they are more comfortable in whichever environment they have to stay. So it is very simple, but you need to address as early as possible.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Mona. That was really helpful, isn't it? Made me really think and really understand. I'm sure parents also loved it. Charvi, I have a question for you. So Charvi, I'm sure everybody over here is thinking of the same thing, कि काश ऐसा रोज रोज होता. So, how can we include a dance moment in our everyday life, and how can you give us a little bit more understanding about this? What
Sure.
is dance movement?
Sure. So dance movement therapy, like I said, is very innately present in us. Like all that we did right now, we have it within us. It's not like we have to learn a choreography or we have to learn a skill set to be able to do this. Like I believe that when we were born, almost our first language with our mother was movement and babbling. Words and everything else and walking came much later. So the normal flailing of the hands, the moving of the head, the very basic movement of a child is innately present in all of us. So honestly, dance movement therapy in that way is so accessible to all of us. For the correct tools and for the correct practice, I would strongly suggest for all of us to take regular sessions with. There are actually a lot of dance movement therapy practitioners now in our city, also in all over India. If you are not in Bombay, and we've become a very close knit society of practitioners. And other than that, I feel like just integrating this normal movement when you're walking, like what we did with the walking observation of just bringing our mindfulness to the fact that which part of the foot is touching the floor first. And just that brings us back into our body so immediately. The thought, we all know it's the heel, but it's the observation of that that brings us back into our body. So the more we start observing our body, the more we're integrating movement therapy tools in our life. For example, if you're feeling really heavy and if you're not feeling okay in that day, and sometimes words are not enough to put that in, like you don't know how to express it. Like your family will ask you, why are you looking so moodless and why are you looking so tired? You don't necessarily have the words for it, but your body is already giving you a signal. Your body is telling you your back is hurting, your eyes are droopy, So the minute we start listening to our body, the more mindfulness we start creating like that. So it's dance movement therapy just works basically on this principle of connecting with the body.
That's really, really beautiful. I think that really helped us understand a little more on dance movement. Whoever really liked it can go and dig a little bit more about this.
And I am also taking online classes, and I think with Anshu Center also we are going to explore what that looks like, bringing an online intervention. So whoever wishes to reach out can always reach out to Monandi or Manisha yourself.
So Manisha, that was wonderful. Chavi, it was great. And as to add on with what Chavi said, it brings lot of body awareness. And that is what I think the most important thing when it comes to our kids too. And it is a wonderful creative movement with all the parents can do it with their children, and they can start with very basic small different movements, and once they feel their child is enjoying, they can start making it more complicated. Charvi is all here with us. Anyone wants to contact Charvi, please let us know. We will connect you to Charvi. And thank you so much, Charvi, for being with us. And over to Manisha for last vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mona. I think we all should give one more applause to Charvi and to Dr. Mona for helping us and giving us so much information that we generally would not know. Thank you, Dr. Mona. Thank you, Charvi. Thank you for being a part of us. And it was really informative. I think I spent 1 hour with maximum information. I would really like to thank you, Charvi, on behalf of Anshu. To all the parents, please go and like our Facebook page and our Instagram page so that you get more information of all the fun and exciting things that are coming up. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. Looking forward to see you more often.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everybody.